Namaste, beautiful yogis. I'm back with Ryugen Watanabe Osho. As I promised, I brought your questions to him and I will ask your questions today. I'm thankful, Osho, for you having us today. Alright, so let's start with the questions. I'm gonna ask you a few personal questions first. What is your what is your daily routine?
My daily routine. I wake up 4:30 in the morning, and there will be zazen service from 6:30 a.m. So I'll start sitting zazen from 6:30 for whole hour, and some Buddhist sutra chanting, following zazen meditation. And after morning Buddhist service, I'll teach yoga from 9 o'clock. That's every day. And evenings, some evenings, I'll also sit meditation and some yoga classes.
And can you share some of your hobbies, favorite activities?
I do my photography. I do my photography, and I play some music. Those are my major hobbies. You want to call it hobby, or it's part of my meditation.
Yeah. What kind of music do you play?
Basically, I play New Age music. That the music that I play in my yoga class, that's my music.
You do play music during yoga?
I do sometimes play the music.
Yeah. And someone asked, is it acceptable to play New Age music during meditation, or is it better to keep it complete silence?
Well, during the meditation, it is better complete silence.
Yeah.
Because your mind will take to the music, to the sound.
And would there be any benefit to doing both types of?
Far as say zazen meditation, it is not really beneficial to listen to something, because your mind is going to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Your mind wants to go
in. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And what kind of instruments do you play?
I play synthesizer. For my New Age music.
Yeah.
I play some guitar.
Okay.
I play some shakuhachi, the Japanese bamboo flute.
Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe in the future you can show us some of your music. And also in the future, would love if you teach us a meditation class or how to do meditation. Yes. Can you explain the stages of meditation, of zazen or of meditation? Basically, first is setting up for meditation, then how you withdraw your senses, or in that sense.
Basically, the stage of meditation?
Yeah, the different level stages of the practice.
Okay. Like I mentioned last time, there is a certain technique in order to sit zazen. But basically, zazen meditation is just to sit.
Yeah.
So nothing difficult. All you have to do is just to sit.
Yeah.
But it is difficult just to sit because your thought is coming in. So there is certain techniques, like I mentioned last time, which is the like a susokkan practice, counting breath.
Yeah.
That kind of techniques.
So is this something a complete beginner, someone that has never done meditation, is this something that a complete beginner can do, counting breath?
Yes, that is, it is easier to start with counting breath. It is, as you know, it's so difficult just to sit without any thought.
Yeah.
So there are certain aids to that.
And what type of music do you listen to?
Basically, since I was young, I like blues and rock and roll.
Okay. What are your favorite bands?
Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, cool. Actually, last time I forgot to ask you you mentioned about your diet that it was rice, mostly rice and miso soup, but what are some of the vegetable dishes?
Basically, all the vegetable dishes.
Yeah.
And some Japanese food that I cook myself.
Like which vegetables and how do you prepare them?
There's things called nimono in Japanese, which is like certain vegetables like daikon and carrots, and potato, and all that you cook together with it.
Okay, with soy sauce.
Soy sauce. Okay, the basic of Japanese food, Japanese cooking, basically contains soy sauce, sake, and sugar. Well, sugar, some sweetener, and some broth, the soup stock. So even the miso, when you make a miso soup, first you use like mushroom or like a seaweed to make a broth, soup stock, and then you add vegetable and miso.
Okay. And one more food question or recipe question. One time when we were here for, I think, New Year's, there was a sweet rice with coconut milk.
Sweet
Do you
rice with
remember
the
that?
coconut. Oh, I think that was some of my students.
Oh, okay.
brought it.
Okay. It was sweet rice with coconut milk and something, and a sweetener. Okay, so next question. How does Buddhism define living things? Are vegetables living things as well? If so, why is it better to eat them as opposed to eating animal meat? Are plants less important than the life of an animal?
No, it's not what is less important or this is more important than this. It's not that. Everything in the universe, in this world, has its place, its own place. And the living thing especially has a different level of evolution. Certainly human being is one of the most evolved living existence here. So your question is why you can eat vegetable but you cannot eat meat. It is same like violence or killing concern. I get this question all the time. So everything has a different level of evolution. We have to draw a line somewhere. And also human being. The purpose of human being is to attain enlightenment. So we have to eat something. We have to eat something to survive, for survival. Everything, the evolution is different. The God is provide us something to eat, which is vegetable. Grains, rice, and all those things. Even Western doctor will tell you stop eating meat when you get sick. Why? There's a reason for that. So meaning, when you are sick, doctor tell you not to eat. Meaning it is not good for you. But vegetables, grains, herbs, they are a medicine for us human beings. It is the things that God provides us to eat. So we don't say vegetable is less important than the animal. but they are different level of evolution.
Yeah.
And also, animals is a very closer to human.
Yeah.
The evolution of their consciousness is very high, actually.
Yeah.
And they're not meant to be killed, and they're not meant to be eaten.
Yeah.
But for the vegetables, yes, it is meant for us to eat.
Okay. And a
Like a fruit also.
yeah.
Like ideally, you put your hand, the fruit will fall into your hand.
Yeah.
So it is universe, the God is telling you to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no violence
Yeah.
concern.
Yeah. Also, fruit is very, very appealing to the eyes
Yes.
and senses. It's very inviting to where animal flesh does not smell good to humans. It smells good to lions. And moving on from from vegan questions to ego and desire. So another question from Facebook. I can't pronounce the name, but the question is, if romantic love is an ego-driven desire, is procreation also an ego-driven desire? And is it not as important as society deems it to be?
In a way, in the surface way of looking, it is not ego-driven. Actually, it is more like sexual behavior, the romantic behavior. These are more coming from our instinct.
Yeah.
And instinct, of course, controlling our mind. So it is not really ego-driven.
Yeah.
It is instinct-driven, the sexual behavior. Now, Buddhism will not deny on romantic or sexual behavior. Buddha came from that as well.
Yeah.
And the teaching, Buddha teaching is about non-attachment. So he doesn't say it's bad, but he said if you are a practitioner, if you are a seeker of enlightenment, better not do that.
Yeah.
Away from that, so that you have no attachment.
Yeah.
Since like a monk's practice is to attain enlightenment, which is to detach from everything in order for you to attain enlightenment. Therefore, it is better not to have those behaviors.
But if a person, to expand on the question, if a person has children or a child, could they attain enlightenment?
Yes, you can. What is, again, attain enlightenment? It is simply start from no attachment, detach from things, so that your consciousness, your mind will not pull to that that dimension. In Buddhism, Buddha himself, he separated his sangha, his community, into lay person and also to the monastic, monks, and regular non-monks will have a different type of practice. Of course, monks, if you take a vow to practice as a monk, you don't do none of that, none of those things. Simply not to attach to it.
Yeah.
But then, for the lay person, that is a normal thing to do. It is a natural things to do. And human being, say man and woman, why together? It's simply learning from each other.
Yeah.
So all of the behavior will teach you. It is one of the most difficult, actually, practice, men and women, the marriage practice. It is more difficult and harder than becoming a monk practice.
Yeah.
You have to learn from each other.
Yeah. And Lila asked, nice interview. The sun metaphor still keeps me thinking. All I could think of during his explanation was that the sun can kill with the heat as well, and that we need proper protection against it. Mother Earth has her spheres around her, etc. It's just a food for thought. I think I understand his metaphor, but I think love can be more complicated than that. Although it actually is our true nature, for we have God within us. What do you think? So the question, I think, is you compared love to the sun giving, but the person, Lila, says, but we also have to protect ourselves from the rays of the sun. So it's more is it more complicated than just
I use the metaphor of a sun. It is in general speaking. I'm not talking in detail.
Yeah.
If you talk about this, the sun can kill. Yes, anything can kill you.
Yeah.
It is all how you understand and how you take things. So, of course, you expose yourself in the desert, in the sun, with the water. Without water, it can kill you.
Yeah.
But that is not a smart behavior.
Yeah.
It is a very fundamental understanding.
Yeah. Also, another thing is, the sun is giving, but how much you're taking, it's your choice.
Yes, but at the same time, what I'm saying is, because the question was, what is love?
Yeah.
So, love is just to give,
Yeah.
not to take. I'm talking about what is love. So, I'm talking from the highest point of view.
Yeah.
What is love? Love is give, not take.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty simple, and complicated. And a few more. Lila also is asking about the way people use the word karma. It has been used, I think, more in the media as something like a revenge, or just like karma will get you, or almost like karma has been used in place of revenge.
Especially in this country, yes, I do think that people has a wrong understanding towards the karma. Like you just mentioned the word revenge. This is the first time actually I heard the karma is revenge. No, it's not really a revenge. Karma is nothing coming from outside. All the karma is created by yourself.
Yeah.
By speaking, doing, and thinking. Therefore, I mentioned, if you want to go to heaven, speak good, think good, and behave good.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to hell, you can speak bad, behave bad, and think bad.
Yeah.
It will bring you to the hell. The karma is, again, it's all your behavior. So it is not really a fate, but you can even say it's a fate that created by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's nothing coming from outside, and it is not a bad concept. It's not a bad energy concept, because there is such a thing called good karma.
Yeah.
If you create good, then it comes to you as a good result. It's like a cause and effect.
Yeah.
Yes?
Does it stop you from attaining enlightenment, good or bad karma?
Okay, then here we have to think what is good and what is bad. In general, bad and good, yes. But then good and bad, it's also matter of how you understand it, how you take it.
Yeah.
Certain things good for certain people, but it could be bad thing for, at the same time, for another person.
Yeah.
So in that way, there's no such thing as good or bad.
Yeah.
It's all coming from your understanding, how you understand, how you take it.
Yeah. And also another question, are there stages of enlightenment? Do you ever attain enlightenment, or is it not a process that continues? Once you get to one level, there isn't the next.
Okay, what is the meaning of enlightenment? Again, the enlightenment is simply self-realization.
Yeah.
To realize your eternal self. That is the enlightenment. So, in a way, there is no stage of enlightenment.
So,
no,
once you attain it, isn't there something beyond that?
No, once you attain enlightenment, that's gonna be it.
That's it. Okay. And this is a little different direction. What is the Buddhist opinion of individuals born with disabilities? My life's work is serving children with severe disabilities, and my opinion is that they're closer to enlightenment and that they choose this difficult incarnation to be teachers of compassion.
It's possible in that way, but again, the karma, this disability, all that, you born with that, again, it's nothing here is coming from somewhere else. Everything is coming from you. So, if you born with the disabled, that is the person's individual karma to be in that situation. That doesn't mean that the person is bad. But any suffering you have, it's coming from your karma.
Yeah.
And now, that doesn't mean that the people who born normally, that doesn't mean the person is a bad. He has the karma to learn in certain dimension.
Yeah, but also there is this concept, or my understanding, that certain, whatever we consider angels or more evolved beings, choose to maybe sacrifice themselves in order to teach other people compassion. So basically, they don't have the lessons. They are not learning lessons. They just incarnate in a body that will be suffering to other people, but to them this is self-sacrifice so they can teach, say, their parents compassion. So say a baby is born with disabilities, and this baby is an evolved being, and he or she chooses to sacrifice himself in order to teach the parents compassion.
I don't think it is consciously done that way, the individual. But for example, if you are, say, you have a bodhisattva consciousness,
Yeah.
and you die and you reincarnate next life, and with that bodhisattva consciousness, and if it is appropriate for the parent or somebody to learn from disabled child, then in that way, then the child might choose that type of karma in the situation to born and to help others.
Okay.
Then,
Yeah.
okay, there are many people believe this, like cats. Some people told me they are a teacher. They come to teach us something.
Yeah.
In a way, it is true.
Yeah.
But again, it's not really, cat has a consciousness to teach the person. Say, "Hey, I'm going to teach this person this life." No, but as an existence, they function that way.
Okay.
So even by your question, certain child,
Yeah.
not coming from his intention, but the existence itself is the helper. But it's not really consciously being that way.
Okay.
So there is a very fine understanding there. If you attain the Buddhahood, enlightenment, this existence can come to help people as disabled. But most of the time, it is simply it's a karma.
Okay.
To be in that situation.
Okay.
Since the suffering, the karma also is equal suffering. Suffering equal karma. So
Yeah.
anybody you suffer from certain things, that is your karma.
Okay.
But if you don't suffer from it, you don't have to call that is karma.
So in the Buddhist perspective, we do not, in between lives, when we're about to be incarnated again into the next life, we do not choose the setting or the parents or the karmic lessons that will best benefit us. Do we choose them or we don't in the Buddhist perspective?
We don't choose. Again, if you are enlightened, consciously, very enlightened being, then he will choose.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, but
Okay.
most of people are not enlightened.
Yeah.
So reincarnating in according to the karma.
Okay. Okay. And what is a bodhisattva?
Bodhisattva is okay. In Buddhism, bodhisattva is one below Buddha, but that doesn't mean it's below Buddha. It's again, it is already attained enlightened. Bodhisattva understanding is once you attain Buddha, then you don't need to reincarnate anymore.
Okay.
So you are qualified not to come back to the material realms. But Bodhisattva has already attained enlightenment. He don't have to come back to this earth. He can enjoy his Buddha.
Yeah.
Existence, but because from the compassion and mercy and compassion towards every sentient being, the bodhisattva comes back as a bodhisattva to help others.
So can a disabled child be a bodhisattva?
Yes, could be a bodhisattva.
Okay.
Yes, but
Okay.
again, it's consciously done or not consciously done. That also makes difference.
Yeah. So it's different. And okay, so those are the. I will wrap up with those questions and ask you a few more personal questions.
Personal question.
Yeah. So how did you? Can you tell us how you actually came to America, or your personal path to your personal path? How did you get on a spiritual journey or path?
Come to America?
Yeah.
Basically, yes. Especially that time, I was my 20, very early 20. I had full of bodhisattva consciousness. I wanted to help others, and what have presented me is through Buddhism, through Oriental teaching, try to help people through that. And that was my understanding, that was my consciousness, bring me to America.
To bring the
To
teachings,
teaching
yes.
from the
And how
Orient.
did you? Were you born into?
Well, most of people in Japan, as you born as a Japanese, you automatically
Yeah.
Buddhist. or Shinto.
Did you grow up being a spiritual child?
Well, I was growing up just regular kid. But yes, I did have a lot of interest in Oriental philosophy, martial art, things like this.
What kind of martial arts did
I
you
used to
practice?
practice Goju style, karate.
Can you tell us a little more about you coming to America and how your path unfolded here?
I came here 1979.
Okay.
79, so a little over 30 years
Okay.
in this country. And again, I just wanted to, well, whatever I see was miserable, both in Japan or here. I wanted to do something about it.
Okay.
And the answer I found is through meditation, through religious, spiritual practice, teachings will help others.
Okay.
And since what is the meaning of helping others? It's not helping others by giving money to the poor or helping, no, that is also helping, but the real meaning of helping here is to lead people into enlightenment. Show people that you are the eternal self.